please. A dragon rider pulse.
Eric, I want you to name that tune.
This is a song called Fadoodle.
I like that bass tone. I'm going to stop right there. The bass tone has a Klaus Vormann style bass line.
Dude, Tim will love you for that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Way.
Fadoodle with me. Come on and let me have it.
Everybody who's watching this, you're on your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. Tonight in the house, I got my friend, Mr. Eric Dover, and he's here to tell some stories about his new music, his new project, and much, much more. It's all happening right now, so don't touch that dial. Bam. Welcome back, Eric Dover. Welcome back, everybody. You're on Artist on Record. Mr. Eric Dover's in the hot seat tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric, welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh, great to be back, Stefan. Good to see you.
It's great to be back. And Eric, I'm going to talk to you about a lot of stuff, the past and the present. But tonight, the subject is the Lickerish Quartet.
The band name. He named our band after a movie.
You know how we all grew up watching movies like Dirty Harry or Superman, stuff like that? Roger said his favorite movie is The Lickerish Quartet. Have you seen this thing?
Audubon Films presents Radley Metzger's The Lickerish Quartet.
If that's not proof for you, I don't know what is.
You know, I suggested Lord Knuckles' moose fabrication regimens, but I was unanimously turned down.
It's an all-star talented band in my eyes, and I'm sure with everybody watching, which is your old bandmates from Jellyfish. You got back together years later, three-piece, right? Going out straight as a three-piece. You're doing everything in the studio. We just started the show, and I'm listening to the bass line, first of all, of the first tune that I just happened to pull out. And it's reminding me, the bass line, I go Klaus Vormann. So let's just take it from there. The bass tone is great. Tell me about your bass player, Tim.
Oh, Tim's great. And, you know, he's probably going to love you for saying that because I think I remember him talking about Klaus a few times.
Really?
But Tim is, you know, he's just astoundingly, just blindingly talented, not only in bass playing. I mean, he's an amazing songwriter as well. So,
Tim Smithy, and he has a great past, which he played with. One of the acts that he had played with was Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds, which I'm a big fan of. Sheryl Crow, amongst others.
And we hadn't really. I mean, you know, we kept in touch, I guess, through the years, but it kind of started in 2017. In case anyone was wondering about the timeline where we kind of first started the project, and that was when Tim and Roger talked on the phone. And they got me in later. He played in a band called The Producers. So my band Love Bang had opened for The Producers in Atlanta once, and we met that way. And then that's how I found out about the Jellyfish audition for guitar.
Really? Really?
Yeah. So that's how that happened. And the long and short of it.
The long and short of it, huh, man? So
Yes.
everybody who's watching, if you guys don't know right now and you're just tuning in, Jellyfish, the sounds of the Beatles, Queen, Partridge Family, everything great from the 70s, you know? It was almost just like those bands like Red Cross, you know what I mean? It was that element at that time where you were taking H&R Puffin stuff and the element of our childhood and make it into this magical bowl of cereal of music and just great colors.
It has been 30 years since Jellyfish blasted into our lives. MTV VJ Martha Quinn debuting the band and opening the doors to a whole new music landscape.
The debut album for Jellyfish called Belly Button. Let's take a look. The King's half undressed.
Along their journey, Roger Joseph Manning Jr. and his band went through various member incarnations. The band's live touring version included Eric Dover and Tim Smith. But in the early 1990s, the band was no more.
Well, shortly after we disbanded, I wasted no time in reaching out to Eric Dover.
Eric was playing guitar in Jellyfish at the time, and he and I decided to continue, try to put a new group together.
Where we then proceeded to lock ourselves up in a rehearsal studio and just start fleshing out ideas to try to put a sound together.
Kind of inspired by 60s garage rock, and it was a wonderful result.
After Jellyfish, where did the road take you, first of all?
Well, it took me back to Birmingham, and I started working in a music shop, and it was like, oh, well, the dream's over because the band broke up in New Orleans. So I went home, and then Roger called me and said, come to California and let's write some songs. And that's what became Imperial Drag, of course. So when I came out here, basically within about a month and a half, I got the Slash audition.
Slash is Snakepit. Now the record is called
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So you hooked up with Slash. You guys got the record deal now, and now it's time to produce. I mean,
how does that happen? How do you hook up with a Slash? I mean, that's like a big deal.
I was playing with Gilby Clarke's drummer, Mark Dansize, and he told me about it, and I was like, oh, there's no way. He wouldn't want me to sing for him.
You felt kind of funny asking him.
A little intimidated.
Right.
I sent in a tape, and
he dug it.
He was very prompt calling me back.
And we were writing songs, recording them at different rehearsal places, and playing with various people, trying to get a band together. So, yeah, that's kind of up to me first coming to LA.
So that was the whole rock and roll thing. Here you are in Jellyfish and this great band. They broke up. What happened in New Orleans? What went down? What happened? What was the whole breakup back then?
Well, I think there was just a stress of touring. It was pretty heavy, man. Like those shows we rehearsed for forever, and it just, I think the stress and demands of touring are really, they can break up a lot of bands. So
yeah,
I think that was one of the probably contributing factors.
Is that why the Beatles, you think, decided that after '66, let's stay in the studio and just paint and do our art?
Yeah, but then, by the time they did the rooftop concert, they were all mad. I mean, they completely out of their minds. But they just done the White Album.
Yeah, but if you watch the Let It Be movie, it doesn't show they're so angry with each other. It looked like they're sure having a great time. I don't know what the real story is over there.
No, I just think they were probably really tired, though. That whole process of making the White Album and then Let It Be, it's just, think about how great those records are. I mean, goodness.
Oh, amazing. Which
Lord gracious.
It's great stuff. So, okay, so Jellyfish, the touring, everything just got to everybody. It was just maybe too much too soon, or maybe mentally everybody wasn't prepared down for all this craziness.
Right. Yeah, I think so. There's no question that, because not only are they great musicians, they're visionary instrumental players, and they have production ideas. They're into the electronics and the studio sounds and all that stuff. Jimi Hendrix was in. Any musician is kind of into this gear. All of us, but I think they like to create original music and not be bothered so much with the road.
People watching this, Eric and I have a lot of history going back, and you could even YouTube and see Eric Dover and I playing with Eddie Van Halen's backyard party, which is a whole nother story, but we'll just tidbit there. There's a lot of cool history, which that Eddie Van Halen backyard story, I will say this, Eric, you saved the day, because originally it was with Billy Idol, supposed to sing with Billy that day. That's
right, we were, and then he didn't decide to participate.
You think it was because Eddie had open toe shoes, they were ripped, you could see his toes, and there was no socks? What do you?
God. Oh man. Oh, now thank you for bringing that back to my.
We're just having fun, I guess. It ain't like
wow.
The memories.
Wow,
there's nobody could ever take the memories and the stories, and those were the great times. We're going to listen to some more tracks too. And also in the chat right now, we got Debbie Muller. They're good to see Debbie Muller. We got Mitch Weissman, and you might know Mitch Weissman. He was the Paul McCartney from Beatlemania, the original. He writes great band. Met them during doing a radio show at Carlos and Charlie's years back, and Mitch Weissman. Yeah, he's a fan of you guys. You know who else is a fan of you guys? Is Frank Stallone. I had him on the show and he goes, you know Eric Dover? And he was going crazy about you.
I know Eric.
You know Eric Dover?
Was he from like Alabama or somewhere?
Yeah.
I remember he used to play Gold Firebird.
What's your relationship with Stallone over there? How do you know Frank?
Well, I met him when I in Jellyfish, obviously, and we had a good chat. And I love Frank. I didn't really get to know his music until much later, and found out how hip his stuff is. I mean, like, so yeah, mutual appreciation there. Well, the first single that came out was a song called "Fortunately," that Adam James, who is the guy that kind of really got us all together. He's a guy that kind of got us in a room talking, and you know, he's also a songwriter as well. So, "Fortunately" is a song that he penned, and that we recorded and arranged for him. So, that's it. It's been so great to have someone that's able to kind of pull the forces together. It was monumental to make.
That we just can't conceive.
But the second single, this newest single that we have, is called "New Days." We have a video out that just came out a few days ago for that as well. We have videos for both, actually. There's "Fortunately" and "New Days." So
can we
go out there, kids, and look them up on YouTube.
If you love it, man, I want you to go in the links down below. I will make sure the links are there when this show is over. You click on it, buy it, subscribe, or pre-order it. That's New Days.
That's a song that Roger brought, and that's a perfect example of why I love our musical relationship, because everyone really coalesces, even though we all kind of come from these different places. When we write, when we get together, though, it all just kind of has this nice blend. I think the first day that we started on "Fortunately," I was playing the lap steel guitar, just because it happened to be there, and we had enough of a track built together, and then so you're just kind of building a track. You start there, and you have a pretty clear vision already of what you're looking to achieve, hopefully.
Now, I want to ask you a question. Have you feel as a musician, have you written your Imagine, would you say? How Lennon has a staple. One of your songs, have you written that would you feel is your anthem song, or you're still working on it?
Yeah, let's just say I'm still working on that.
You are,
I don't know. Yeah, it's all songs are go through these changes, and by the time they get finished and released, you may have succeeded and you may have failed, and I think I'm still trying to hit a better batting average.
Oh, I think you have a great batting average, and I think your music is great. I think you're great, and you know what? Everybody got to check out all the good stuff. Links will be down below, and I will put all clips, links, descriptions down below. You guys subscribe, love it, share it out, and tell everybody that you know Eric Dover and Lickerish Quartet. And maybe if you put enough steam up there on the internet with those keyboards, maybe they'll be playing your town soon. And follow Eric Dover. I'll make sure his links are down below, and look out for new music. Whatever he's doing, make sure you get it. No alligator arms. Reach in your pockets, spend it, spread it out. Until then, everybody, we are out of here, kids.